Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome. And thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode. It's Christian of Standing Stones Healing. So honored and excited to welcome you to this episode on website mistakes. I'm sharing with you 5 common mistakes that Reiki practitioners often make with their websites. Are you making these mistakes? But first, I want to invite you to the Reiki Business Roundtable. This is a monthly gathering, a monthly discussion group for Reiki practitioners on Reiki business topics. In this group, you get connection, conversation, information, support, resources to move forward with your Reiki business no matter where you are. Learn more and join us right now at standingstoneshealing.com/roundtable. The link is down below. Over the years, I've seen lots of mistakes with Reiki websites. And I'm going to admit that my website is not perfect. My website needs some work, and my website is a work in progress. But these 5 things are really important, and I really want to share them with you. The number one mistake that I have seen Reiki practitioners make with their website is waiting to start their Reiki business until they have one. And so mistake number 1 is doing your website first. So creating a website, starting a website as the very first thing you do for your Reiki business. And I have seen Reiki practitioners wait to start their Reiki business because they're waiting until their website is up and running. And then, as we know, the whole website thing is a lot to do in and of itself. And so they are really piling thing upon thing to do before they start their Reiki business when they say, I can't start my Reiki business until I have a website. And so they don't do all of the other business things like offer sessions or have Reiki conversations until they have a website. But you do not need a website in order to start your Reiki business. Yes, I do encourage having a website at some point on your Reiki business journey because a website is really good for longevity. So if you plan on sticking around in your Reiki business, a website is a good thing to have at some point. But it is not the very first thing we need in our Reiki business. When I started my Reiki business on the phone, I did not have a website. And I was still able to have Reiki sessions, still able to take payment. I know Reiki practitioners who do not have websites, and you don't have to have one either. Now, like I said, I do encourage it for longevity's sake, but this is not the first thing you need when you're starting your Reiki business. And please don't wait to start your Reiki business until you have a website. This is really, I believe, the number one mistake that Reiki practitioners make with their website is that they wait to start their Reiki business until they have one. So when it comes to your Reiki business, I recommend not starting with the website. The number 2 mistake that I see Reiki business owners make with their website is that it is too general. I've actually seen quite a few very general websites lately in which you go to the website and it's so general that it could be your website. It could be my website. It could be any Reiki website. Sure, there's information about Reiki, but the information is so general. It's not personalized. You know, any of us can go to ChatGPT and say, "What is Reiki?" and then copy and paste that answer onto our website. And any of us can go to ChatGPT and type in, "What are the benefits of Reiki?" and copy and paste that onto our website. But there's no personalization there. There's no personality there. And when a potential client or student goes to your website, they may not realize it, but they're looking for your personality. They're looking to get to know you. And how can anyone get to know you if you're not sharing who you are? You're not sharing your personality. And so on our websites, it's important for us to bring our own personality into the website. When we talk about what Reiki is, it can be really helpful for us to explain Reiki from our own point of view. We all have our own individual spin on what Reiki is and what it means to us and how we got started with Reiki. Talking about Reiki in these ways really helps to personalize it and even makes it more interesting. I've also seen websites that don't have any information about the Reiki practitioner. So it's lacking in terms of information about the individual practitioner, who they are, a little bit of their story. I don't recommend going on and on about your story and having pages and pages long, but it is important to include some information about you, about your background, importantly, a picture of you, so that potential clients and students can get a feel for who you are and to see you. Being able to see a picture of you is indeed very helpful for a potential client or student. So please make sure that you are including these things on your website. Now you may be thinking, well, Christian, that just goes without saying. You should always have a picture of yourself on your website. Yes, but it doesn't always happen. So please make sure it happens on your website. It can be scary for us to put ourselves out there, to put information about us on a website, to put photos of us out there. But our website is one place where people can really get to know us and to get a feel for us and our energy. As Reiki practitioners, we know how important energy is, and we know how informative getting a feel for someone else's energy is and how helpful it is. And so we are doing a disservice to our potential clients and students when we don't include photos of us on our website, or when we don't include at least some basic information about us on our website. Now, on my website personally, I don't include a whole lot of information about myself. I don't include my whole life story. Frankly, I don't believe that you want to read it. And And frankly, my website is about you. It's about providing information and resources that you need. It's about helping you to determine if my programs and services are the right fit for you. And it's about helping you determine if I'm the kind of person you want to help you in terms of my energy, with a little bit about me and my photo. And of course, if you want to learn about me, you've got plenty of opportunity elsewhere. The podcast, YouTube videos, social media, wherever, I'm out there. But if you, as a Reiki business owner, are not all out there, first of all, that's okay. You don't have to be. But second of all, it's going to be extra important that your website includes information that allows a visitor to get to know you, to determine if they want to get to know you better, if they want to book a session with you, if you are the right person to help them, if you have what they need. So please, number 2, make sure that your website is not too general. Make sure that it is personal. Make sure that it is individual, and make sure that it couldn't be just any Reiki business owner's website. Number 3 mistake that I see Reiki business owners make with their website is not knowing how to change it. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having someone do your website for you. There's nothing wrong with hiring someone to design it, to build it, to do all of the things. Whether you pay someone or you barter or you beg your really tech-savvy teenager to do it, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I really don't want to see happen is that you hand over full control of your website to someone else. And that then once they design it, once they build it, you don't know how to change it. You don't know how to add things. You don't know how to upload a new blog article, for instance. When this happens, you are at the mercy of the company who created your website, or the friend who designed it, or your tech-savvy teenager who just wants to go hang out with her friends instead of, fixing mom's website again. This means that anytime you want to make changes to your website, change your prices, change your services or products, change the colors or font, add things, take things out that are no longer relevant, change that bio that we just mentioned, you are at the mercy of someone else, and you do not have control over being able to do that. It also means that those changes can take a while. Let's say that you have a special offer coming up you're really excited about, and you want to put it on your website so people know about it. But if you have to ask a company to do it, or your friend, or your teenager, it may not, probably not, will get done right away. And if you're in a time crunch and need that change to happen now, it may very well not happen on your timeline. And if you're working with a company who you're paying, you may very well have to pay them more to get that change quickly. And so if you are indeed using someone else to build your website, please make sure that part of the deal is that you learn how to make the changes. You learn how to update it. I personally am updating my website frequently. I am on my website updating things all of the time. whether it's to add a new blog post or to change a price or to tweak some information on a program. I am always changing and updating my website. And that leads me to mistake number 4 that many Reiki business owners make is not changing their website. Our websites are not like billboards. You put up a billboard and it doesn't change. It says the same thing, looks the same way. It is static. But our websites are not like billboards. We too often think of them as billboards, that we create them, put them up, and they stay the same and they don't change. But our websites should change. Our websites need to change as our Reiki business changes. And so even if you are not updating your website frequently with something like a blog article, it's still important for us to make changes. There is no way that we could have one static website for our Reiki business for the whole of our Reiki business. We change, our Reiki business changes, what we do and how we do it all change. And that means our website needs to change as well in order to reflect the evolution of our Reiki business. And so please don't make the mistake of not changing your website. It is a work in progress. It is an evolution. It is always growing and changing, just like we are. My website looks drastically different from what it did years ago. And my website is always changing and will continue to change as well. I'm positive that in the future it will look drastically different from what it does right now. Just like my own life looks drastically different from what it did years ago, I hope you can say the same. I bet you can, because we are ever-evolving, dynamic human beings. And mistake number 5 that I see Reiki business owners make with their website is not driving traffic to it. So creating a website, having a website, and not sending people to it. It is important for us to send potential clients, potential students, current clients and students to our website. Because for most of us, this is where we are selling our sessions, our products, our services. This, for many of us, most of us, is where clients and potential clients go to schedule and purchase. Now, remember, I mentioned that you don't have to have a website in order to have a Reiki business, and you don't have to have a website in order to have people pay you. But when we have a website, it is typically where people go to learn about us and schedule and pay. And so if this is where people go to learn about us, schedule, and pay, then we want people to go there. Too often, Reiki business owners take a very passive approach to their website and are not actively sending people to their website. Now, there are plenty of ways to do this. One way is indeed to have resources on your website, like blog articles that you can send people to for more information. When we do this, we are sending people directly to our website, where if they so choose, after they read that blog article, they can learn about us. They can learn about what we do, why and how we do it, and maybe even purchase, book a session, buy a program, or whatever else we have to offer on our website. Now, there is plenty more to say about websites, that's for sure. I talk a lot about websites in the Build Your Reiki Business program. But what do you think about websites? What are some mistakes that you see Reiki business owners making with their websites? Join us in the Reiki Business Collective Facebook group and tell us all about it at facebook.com/groups/Reiki Biz. Yep, the link is down below. Sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build. Sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.